All right. Hello, everybody. We are live with our first YouTube video, which is camera one. I got you one, the homie from day one on here. If you wouldn't mind helping me test by just checking out on YouTube if comments work or like a thumbs up or whatever works, that would really help me because I don't know if this works or not. Um, let's see. We'll grab the link. And we'll just do show and tell. We'll say here, live streaming on YouTube. Oh, so for people on YouTube, I'm on the DSPy Discord streaming as well. So, yeah. We'll also do it in the welcome here. So I'm saying if like anybody needs any help or anything, I am live. So, oh, sup, you won? Nice, thank you. So yeah, you won, the homie. Definitely going to be collaborating with him in the future. Definitely got some ideas along the lines of what I'm working on. So let's go share my screen. Now we're in the twilight zone. All right, so we got that. Let me move this here. Yeah, so we got me on the side. We got the side of my face. So maybe I should. I don't know. Whatever. This is a test run where we'll figure it out from here, and we'll get some live streaming technology. The perspective is, how do we change this? I don't know. We're all good. Should probably put on a hat since my hair is not is unkempt. All right, we're good there. What else do we got? All right, well, we're good. So welcome to the world of hyperdimensional mind mapping and stretching. So there's also a thumbs up thing. If you could press that, I don't know if it works as well or not. But yeah, perfect. Thank you. See, you won. And for that, I already said I'm gonna help him out with his project. I'm not sure. He was talking about like, I don't want to share it if he didn't say I could share it, so I don't want to share it. But basically, we'll just it's along the lines of what we're working on here. Oh, so yeah, this is for YouTube people. You might be showing up for the very first time. Okay, so I'm Sean Chapman. Well, I guess we'll go to here. I'm Sean Chapman. I've been a programmer for the last 24 years. I'm the best of all time, greatest on the planet Earth. If anybody wants to challenge me for that crown, go ahead. It's going to be embarrassing though. So, you might want to like consider your life choices before you step to me. So, yeah, I got a LinkedIn newsletter. Let me share the different screen. Actually, we'll share the laptop screen just so that it's not as weird. So stop sharing my screen. We got that going. So now we'll share the screen again. And we'll share the different screen. All right, infinity mode. Nice. All right. So let's go grab. Yeah, we'll start off with. We'll actually move the YouTube screen over here. Perfect. All right. So I'm also the best AI artist of all time. So that's a feather in my cap. And what do I mean by that? Like this was data art, and it's for business and stuff. So I got my AI newsletter. I got the coolest dog. He's over there sleeping. That is his favorite thing to do. Name is Mark. You will notice he is prominently featured here. Here's for Black History Month. Um, he's got the jobs action going on. So hit me up on LinkedIn if you're interested in business stuff. Um, Basically, I've been a programmer. I've worked for cool places. Like I work for myself. So I'm the first DSPy entrepreneur. So if you need DSPy projects done, prototypes, tutoring, group coaching, high five lessons, I'm your guy for all of that. And I got this project called DSPyGen. Basically, it's the best way to use DSPy, in my opinion. You can create modules really quickly. They create REST APIs and CLIs and all kinds of workflow type stuff. This is if you're trying to get work done with DSPy, you should probably be using my library because here I can show you. For instance, we got agents that I'm working on. We also have like all kinds of basically like little projects. I got tons of experiments, right? Like just tons of stuff that I've worked on. And there's a ton of pre-made modules in here. So if you want to do something, I've probably done it, or at least, done something near it. And all these points are converging. So I'll show you real quick DSPyGen. So yeah, so that's part of it. For instance, so you can do DSPyGen help, right? So these are all the things that it does. I have 2 domain-specific languages in here, for instance. But even if you just do module, this is a perfect example. Through the CLI, you can access all of these modules created already. So for instance, we can do DSPyGen module call. Oh no, you have to name comment call. Yeah, see. So you'll see like this. Wow, this video is a game changer for anyone looking to learn Python fundamentals for DSPy. Thanks for breaking it down so clearly, Sean. Right? Like this is a pretty dope comment, and all I had to do was give it the title of the video and some 5 words, and then it created all this high traffic stuff, which is what we all want, right? So a lot of work went into this, and it's all trying to help you guys out. So let me know if there are things that you want me to work on, or you have things you want help with, because that's what this is all about. Is like I'm just trying to help people out and see what's good. So I'm just checking on the side, see if anybody joined up or messaged. Not just you one hanging out. Appreciate it. So yeah, so we got the Discord going on. You got the bedroom. So actually, we'll just get back to work, right? That's the other thing that this is about. Is just I'm going to change the camera on Discord so it's not showing the side of my face. There and there. All right, cool. Now we're on the same camera. All right. So what are we working on? We got a super long conversation. We'll go all the way back to the start of the conversation. What did we start on? So we're starting on this paper about PDDL. So there's this guy, Strotter, goes by Batman Osama. He's pretty cool. So he's on Strotter Guthrie. He's on YouTube. Subscribe. Check out his videos. Gonna get him to get more videos, but he's living life. So we got that going, and he recommends papers to me all the time. And so I have this part where I say like, all right, I got to do the homework that Batman, aka Strotter, gave me. So we were taking this paper, and so I'm going to read it for the transcript. LLM reasoning planning for supporting incomplete user queries in presence of APIs. Recent availability of large language models has led to the development of numerous LLM-based approaches aimed at providing natural language interfaces for various end-user tasks. These end user tasks, in turn, can typically be accomplished by orchestrating a given set of APIs. In practice, natural language task request user queries are often incomplete, i.e., they may not contain all the information required by the APIs. While LLMs excel at natural language processing tasks, they frequently hallucinate on missing information or struggle with orchestrating the APIs. The key idea behind our proposed approach is to leverage logical reasoning and classical AI planning along with a large language model for accurately answering user queries, including identification and gathering of any missing information in these queries. Our approach uses a large language model and ASP interset programming solver to translate a user query to a representation in planning domain definition language via an intermediate representation in ASP. We introduce a special API, Get Info API, for gathering missing information. We model all the APIs as PDDL actions in a way that supports data flow between the APIs. Our approach then uses a classical AI planner to generate an orchestration of API calls, including calls to Get Info API, to answer the user query. Our evaluation results show that our approach significantly outperforms a pure LLM based approach by achieving over 95% success rate in most cases on a dataset containing complete and incomplete single goal and multi-goal queries where the multi-goal queries may or may not require data flow among the APIs. All right. So shout out to the authors, Sudhir Argawal, Anu Sripathi, David H. Alonso, Parit Lamba. So they don't have any source code on here. So let's just crack open the paper. Okay. Oh, Intuit AI research. Intuit. Oh, this is where I used to work. So all these people were working on the same stuff. So I don't know these people, but shout out to Intuit doing cool stuff. So anyway, you got this description of what's going on. And so anyway, so we got these APIs. So publicly available Intuit developer APIs for experimental purposes, right? So we got all these different APIs, and so we're basically giving the language model um, a way to figure. The language model doesn't figure out the best way forward. The PDDL is the best way. So let's just basically take this paper like we did above, but we'll just grab the whole paper, right? And so we're just grabbing the whole paper. We shouted out the author, so we're not like stealing their work or anything like that. So we got this, right? So we're taking the paper, we're going to drop it into our long conversation. I'm actually going to export my data just because, yeah, that's one of my DJ pictures. Settings, data controls, export. Just because I've been doing so much work, I want to essentially that kind of backs it up. So now we're going to put the paper in here, and it kind of sometimes chokes if it thinks you're using somebody else's paper. So what you do is you say, I am trying to turn my paper into a version of the application above, meaning the software that I was developing before. So first off, can you create a Pydantic model ontology of all the subjects in the paper? And you'll kind of see what I mean in a second, how that works. So basically, we want to have a solid Python representation of everything that's in that paper, because like trying to get the language model to do PDDL correctly using Jinja and all that stuff, that doesn't really work. But if it's all structured in Python, then we can essentially walk it. So let's see what it says. So we're dropping down. You can see there's a lot of stuff that we were typing. Let's see what it says. Okay, perfect. Right. Okay. So yeah, so here we go. Cool, right? So now, can you show me a example of the PDDL as Pydantic models, right? So let's see what it looks like. Okay, so now what we can do is, um, can you create a Python planner that uses this Pydantic structure in order to do work? I don't know what that means, but that's one of the things you'll find out about what I do is sometimes I don't know what it means when I'm doing these things, but the AI knows enough to keep going. So now watch this. We're going to go back up to our um, the stuff we were working on, which was basically like I want to get a bunch of people to help me by doing YouTube comments and subscribing and stuff like that. Well, I have a ton of people that I know on LinkedIn and people that I know on Discord, and I want to be able to coordinate all of them and have them, basically all of it be orchestrated. Well, there are a lot of like tasks related to that. So let's go find some of the code from before. So here we had this viral comment agent, right? So here we give it this. We're also going to go into our Python code and grab our comment module, right? We're going to grab this. And we're going to say, can you make it so that the agent can now use this planner to figure out how to accomplish its goals? Okay, so this is code from before. It isn't. Well, no, actually, This might be. Um, okay, so um, you are repeating code verbatim. I need you to use doc strings and comments to plan out what to do in order to fulfill my objectives, both stated and unstated. Meaning, like, figure out what I don't know, essentially. Okay. So see, so it's we're gonna have to go back even further to the stuff that it was working on, like these retrievers and the writers. So I want you to pay attention to what I am trying to accomplish using these classes, period. I need you to figure out what my intent is and then adjust the plans for the agents in order to fulfill my intent. If you review the entire conversation, you'll understand what I mean. Do not just look at the most recent text. Okay. So So I want you to check each of the functions that you created for the agents. Do these align with my goals? Question mark. Which of these functions does not align with a viral comment agent? I need you to research best practices on agent development and really make sure that you're not just repeating what I've given you. I need you to be the boss. I know I'm trying to enunciate it in different ways, that I want it to be in charge and not just no. So, so what we're going to say is, I have given you bad examples in order to test your capabilities of figuring out what the best practices for a viral comment agent is. What deceptive information may I have given you in order to trip you up? Period. Your goal is to figure out the best course. There we go. Like let's add a little mystery to it. Maybe that'll help. Yeah, see, so there we go. We wanted to really think about, yeah, there we go. See, there we go. This is more of what we want. Perfect. Okay, so you see now how much better this is? This is better, but I need you to use the comment generation DSPy that I gave you. Review the DSPy code to infer what I am trying to have you accomplish, especially using the writers, retrievers, signatures, and modules. Perfect. So this is the first time we've had it use the DSPy module, right? So now, using the patterns I provided, create the YouTube comment writer module. Okay, perfect. So one of the things that I want you guys to recognize is that this is one of the things that I like about DSPy. One of the patterns that I like the most is that we have this YouTube comment writer module, and it just has a forward function, right? Like this is what I wanted, right? This gets the job done. So now the agent can just use that writer. So it generates the comment using the comment module, but then it just uses the writer. And so should use the inject library instead of having the API key passed. Also, we are using Dapper to manage secrets. How would that change how the API key is accessed? Yeah, see, so the perfect example, right? We want it to use the Dapper get secret so that we don't have to pass the key in. Perfect. So then we're going to go and grab more planning code. Now that it's on track, right? These are the patterns that I want it to use. So now we're going to go back up and just grab, yeah, this is good. Okay. So we're going to grab this and we're just going to say, now I want you to review this diagram and improve it to include all of the updated technology and code that we have created. I want you to simulate Simon Brown to improve the diagram and provide context. Don't know what that means, but let's roll with it. Okay. So now what I'm thinking about is in terms of now let's look at this from the opposite direction to identify what is missing from a Fortune 100 quality enterprise system. Right. So let's identify the gaps. Right. So the thing about this is almost all this stuff is handled by Dapper, right? So let's let's come up with a plan in order to have Dapper manage all of these advanced requirements. Period. Do some internet research for Dapper best practices for Fortune 100 enterprise architecture, and then apply that learning to our conversation. So that all that super fancy stuff is exactly why we're using Dapper. Is Dapper provides this stuff. Yeah. Yeah. So this is one of the things I wanted to like show with people. It's like, so how does Dapper remove these high level Fortune 100 concerns from me as a enterprise full stack developer? Period. I am trying to convert all of this into a revenue generating SaaS startup. So what benefits does Dapper provide me? Yeah, see, abstracting away the, so yeah, see, it's super secure. And so as long as the platform is secure, then we're good, right? Yeah. So what else? What else? What else? Well, think about it this way. For junior developers, what concerns that they would not normally think of does Dapper take care of for them or abstract away? This is a good way to put it also, because a lot of people watching this are more junior than I am. Okay. So service to service communication, right? Just simple calls, right? So it automatically handles retries, load balance, and circuit breaking, right? So these are all things that you would have to implement yourself, right? So let's just say that, so So let's say a junior developer is not using Dapper. How much time would it take them to build the equivalent functionality? It's another good way to look at it. Okay. So yeah, so if you don't use Dapper, another way to think about it is that it would take you 6 to 9 months. And let's just put it this way also. Um, and let's just try to come up with a high and low probability that a junior developer would be able to develop this without security breaches or making mistakes. Okay. So so if you load so taking all of those probabilities in consideration, what is the likelihood that a junior developer would not be successful to the same extent as if they use Dapper? Okay. So there you go. That's the whole thing. 62 to 92% probability of failure, right? So then let's just say so I am a software engineer with 24 years of experience. What are the probabilities that I would be unable to be successful creating the same functionalities within a 1 month time frame, right? Because let's make it if it takes 6 to 9 months for a junior, let's see if I only have a month to do it. What would it take? Yeah. So so yeah, I would have a 25% to 47% failure rate. So that's why the technology is good. So now, can you create a agent swarm system based on technologies that we have created in order to evaluate a Dapper system for security errors or other kinds of breaches? Because that would probably be worth some money to some people. Okay. So this code is inappropriate. I need you to put in a reference implementation instead of print statements. What might a Fang Fortune 100 developer put in as a reference implementation that works in a tracer bullet style, meaning just straight shot something that works? Perfect, right? Much better. Now, now, much like Dapper, are there other systems that we could leverage to provide the functionality to our agents? Do some research on brand new best practices systems. Okay. All right. So I think we're at a good point. This is my first live stream, and we're going to leave it at that. We're going to thank Yuan. Thank you for being number one. All right. And we will see you guys later. We will end the video with a thanks for watching. So, bye.